Well, folks, I promised you a bit more Giulia content. No, I haven't got rid of the Quadrifoglio. It's in for a service on an Alfa Care pack, which I've already paid for. Anyway, if you're like me and you've always wondered whether you should have maybe waited and bought a 2018, 19 or 20 car, my Quadrifoglio is 2017 and it lacks things like 5 seats, it lacks things like touchscreen. But essentially the car is the same, and they updated some of the autonomous driving. This 2021 Veloce has all of that. So whilst it's not a Quadrifoglio, it has got all the bells and whistles that basically my Alfa has. So today we're going to ask the question, is it worth getting the 2020 models? Those are cars that were produced from September 2019 onwards with the uplifted interior. They've got other various bits and pieces like autonomous driving. So I'm going to try and do a POV. I'm in my garb, I'm off to Naples today. Very quick one whilst the car is currently defrosting on the way to work. Give you a little run around. We'll talk about maybe a few differences. That will be a whole new video though in the future about which model to buy and what the updates were as the series progressed. Should you buy a 2017, 18, 2020 model or beyond? So that's really what I want to ask today. Am I missing out by not having some of the features that are on the newer models? I'm Ed, this is backroadhero, welcome back. So I've already done a video on the Veloce. My conclusion on that, or you can watch it up here, is the simple fact that go and get a second-hand Quadrifoglio rather than buying a nearly new Veloce for the same money. Giulias are coming down in value, and especially the Quadrifoglio. You're going to get them for mid-30s now, folks. Mid-30s for a 510 horsepower car. Very, very well worth it. So what are the updates as the car progresses? I'm going to do it a bit more detail as in another video, but just a general very quick run around before I jump in and go to work, because I'm I'm running late as usual. So into the back, first thing you get, the 2017 models do not have the third occupant seat. If you've got this central seat belt, and also if I can find the button, so I'll unlock it here, put the boot down, and we'll get in and see. So there you go, a 60-40 split into the rear. Sometimes convenient if you feel as if that's what you need in your Giulia. Then from 2018 onwards, they had the 60-40 split rear, and they also had the third occupant seat. The 2017 models are four-seaters only. Inside, we'll see an update in the central interior. Forgive the wind noise, that's the defrosting working. And in fact, I could switch it off. It's got wireless charging in here, but not wireless CarPlay, so you're going to have to run a cable from there to there, or there's another one inside here. Let me see. And there's another one inside, so you still got to plug your phone in, even though you can charge it wirelessly. Go figure. Anyway. So touchscreen Apple CarPlay, always nice to see, but it is not wireless, so phone connected via Apple CarPlay. Let's get to work. But some of the biggest changes are in the autonomous driving. I'm going to insert a little photo here. If you've got these set of buttons on your steering wheel, you got the ADAS, the autonomous driving function for your Giulia. Now I'm going to see whether I really needed it, whether I really wanted it, whether I miss it in my own car or not. On the way down to work, going to try a little POV style. Hopefully you'll be able to see it, and we'll talk about my gripes. I've used this car yesterday to go to work, and I'll tell you really why I don't really miss it, to be honest. But stick around and find out. Well, you join me on the A41. This is kind of where you're gonna be as far as commuting is concerned. Well, not the A41, and I'm in Cyclops mode. So there you go. Hope you can see me. Anyway, I'll try my best to keep it all steady. Let's start with the cruise control. So if I put that, I've got 65 miles an hour and I've set my distance to the car ahead. So let's go to 70. it's got a little green 70 thing, and it'll go up to, well, it'll go up to 70, and then there's a car ahead. So let's see what happens as we approach. Now I've got it to the closest distance. There's the brakes starting to go on now. And of course, all of this is possible because of the electric brake-by-wire system in this car. It's unlike the conventional cruise control, where what you have is the throttle is effectively controlled, and then if it wants to slow down, it just goes to throttle off, or no pedal input whatsoever. So look, it's got confused because I've pulled in, and now I'm close to this Saab. Now, last time around, the full driving capability was compromised on this car because it didn't want to play. Now, it's coming to a halt. It's got traffic assist on, and it's a little bit aggressive there on the brakes. And there, traffic jam assist cancelled because we went round a corner. Now that's highly annoying. And now it's back on and running. Let's get down. Look at that. So it's clumsy. It's clunky. It can't do anything as good as you would do yourself. Now, aeroplanes are a bit like that as well, but let's not go there. So hopefully, once it works out the fact that it's on a motorway, I've got it all armed, and I wonder when it's actually going to start its autonomous driving. Well, there's 2 clear lines, and there it is. It's gone green. So all I've got to do is keep my hand lightly on the steering wheel. It'll maintain 70 miles an hour. It'll maintain a distance to the truck in front. If I take my hand off the wheel, you see it turns amber, back on again. And to be honest, let's take it off. It'll start warning, it'll start screaming at me. Put my hands on the wheel. There you go, it goes red, goes red, goes red, goes red, and then it's highway assist. Okay. Put your hands on your steering wheel, yes, absolutely. So that was obviously under controlled conditions. So here we are again. I have got, let's resume, if I can do that, and we're now back into autonomous driving mode. Now, if I want to overtake, then I've got to wait for a free spot. So the car symbols here is because it's identified a car in front. I'm doing 58 miles an hour. I'm just about to be overtaken, so I'm just going to wait for that to happen. So we are clear. I'm going to indicate. You'll see it's stopped. I've not touched the pedals once. I'm going to cancel that, and once it's recognized we're in a lane here, that's where it is. So we're back to autonomous driving. You can see a little error light here. It's just the indicator on the forward left. There's a bit of moisture's got into, the guy said, but so it's winking at twice the level it should. So into the left-hand lane. We'll cancel that. And there we go, back into autonomous driving. What I don't like about the system, however, is just the way it suddenly gives up if the corner is too tight, or if you're actually passing a slipway. I spend more of my time looking in at the display here to see whether it's actually active or not. I have to say, I know you've got the green hue around the dials, but it's not immediately obvious. It just gives up for any reason. So I'll switch on again approaching the next junction, and you'll see the confusion that the car itself gets itself into. So sometimes it gets confused if it can't see the lines properly. So here we've got Oxford services coming up in 1.5 miles. Let's see if it just lets go or not. And I really feel the amount of concentration that using one of these systems requires is not a relaxing state of mind. You feel as if it's just going to let go for no apparent reason at any one time. No, so you wouldn't think there's any reason to let go. And it's behaved itself. Now that's rather unusual because yesterday it just didn't like that particular junction. So there's the inconsistency of it all. Let's see on the next one what happens. And let's see if we can't show you how it just lets go in the curves as well. much to the concern of the driver. I'm sure you could get used to it, and I'm sure those of you that use these systems on a regular basis will be able to tell me that is in fact the case. I'm feeling right now as if I'm taking more concentration to actually have complete control of the car. So it's just happened. It said highway assist cancelled for no apparent reason. I've just passed another junction here. So it just seems to be completely random. And when I want to show it on camera, I haven't actually got the cameras running. So that's sod's law. So you know what, in that sort of maneuver, but what it will do is if this guy slows down, it'll undertake, which is against the law here in the UK. So I'm not quite sure. So I've had to take over. I'm going to overtake this idiot and re-engage it again at 70. I'm going M25 south. I want to start slowing up the car. So one big click and it goes down by 5 miles an hour. And a little click, it goes down by 1. And of course the brakes are assisting in the speed control as well, which is a great thing. Now what I don't see this car doing is, whilst it's telling me it's 70 miles an hour here, I haven't seen it slowing. So traffic kind of sign assist and speed limit assist. So here we have the curve. It recommends 50 miles an hour, so that's what we're going to do, even though the speed limit is officially 70. So it doesn't like that at all, because it's turned off using the autonomous and it didn't give me any warning. So this is the confidence in the system that I'm talking about. I didn't know that it was actually not steering the car. And let's see when it actually comes back to driving the car. So whilst it didn't tell me what it was doing there, the fact that my hands were actually on the wheel, I could address it and cope with that. So now it suddenly turned green. Now there's no indication that it's actually engaged, not a little chime or a chirp or anything to tell me. Now engaging is not the problem, but the steering wheel's a little bit stiff, so it's fighting me. It's fighting me now to try and assist into the lane. Goes off for the indicator, and there it's engaged again. So let's see where we're at. No, it's disengaged here with absolutely no indication whatsoever. Yeah, not happy with that. We're going into a 40 mile an hour, and is it slowing? It's not. It's going to give me some penalty points. So it recognized the 40. It advised that I slow down, but it did nothing about it. Quite upset about that. I'd quite like it to be observing the speed limits, but maybe there's something in the settings. If you're familiar with these cars and know more about the settings, I'm not going to mess with things. It's not my car for starters, and I don't want to mess with any settings whilst I'm actually supposed to be driving it. So there you have it. Alfa Giulia 2020 Model Plus. Do I feel the need to upgrade my 2017? Well, no, I don't, because via the Eng Customs Apple CarPlay, which is wireless, in fact, I've got all the functions. The only thing I would probably like is the touchscreen, but that all lends itself to muddy paw prints all over your dash, so I'm not that bothered with it, to be honest. I can control everything via the phone or the interface in the car. Well, so there you have it, folks. Autonomous driving in the Giulia Veloce here. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Next one we'll talk a bit more about the servicing and what we've done on the Quadrifoglio when we get it back tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed it. Little bit of Cyclops cam. Till the next time, all the best now. Bye bye. Oh, traffic jam assist cancelled. Sharp bend. Yeah, doesn't like corners. Bye.